Cheers.
Welcome to the Nerve Centre, such as it is. That's the trailer for the 26.2 Pint Marathon, rendering there. It'll be doing that for a good few hours yet. We're here to talk about the future a bit. The future was my second short film, shot in 2005, released in 2006. It's probably my most experimental film, my most different film. It's one I never really appreciated that much. I always quite liked it, but I never really appreciated it enough until recently. Although it did alright at the time, most people quite liked it. The few magazines that reviewed it quite liked it. Generally went down quite well. But it was conceived, shot and released so quickly, probably the fastest of anything I've ever done, that it all kind of passed me by, and there were so many other things going on at the same time. I was doing I think 3 documentaries around it. Remnants had already started shooting. Well, Remnants was shooting throughout everything else we ever did, apart from the movie which we did before, which is probably where the movie is the best. It's my favourite anyway. Most people's favourite is Predator 3 because it's the most entertaining, the most action, the funniest. Although recently we've done the 26.2, which is a full-on comedy. But anyway, yeah, 5 years later, I watched it for the first time today to do first time in a long time to do the commentary, and quite enjoyed it. I was quite happy with it, really. So it's nice to come back and do this as a special edition, which we never got round to at the time. We didn't really promote it a great deal. It had just, I think, as far as I can remember, it had one public showing, which was when the Underground Spirit DVD came out. Yeah, it went down all right. But the reason it was done so fast that we never got around to doing anything like this. We never did a documentary. We never did a commentary. Even the trailer was much later. It never really got a big release. Part of the reason for that, I think, looking back, although I wasn't really conscious of this at the time, was that Mike was quite unhappy with his performance. Well, he wasn't unhappy, but he was quite freaked out by his performance. He in that one public showing, I remember he was there, and he was very uncertain if he wanted it shown or not. At the end of the day, it was tough shit because I'd organised the night and it was my film, so we did show it, and he was actually all right with it. He was fine with it. But that was quite a long time after we shot. That was nearly a year after we shot it, I think. So it wasn't such a big deal for him. But at the time, he was quite upset by it, and that's why the posters changed a lot as well. The earlier posters all had Mike on them. They were all shots of Mike, which weren't actually taken from the film because we never took any photos. That was another thing we never did. We never took any stills, anything. So I think there were photos from a shoot for one of his bands or a solo record, I think. But anyway, I took some of them, and that's what we used for the posters. Anyway, he didn't like that either, didn't like so, and we never really used any of the posters anyway because, as I said, it was never really released or shown in a big way. It was released with a load of other short films on a DVD. So anyway, it was released on its own as well, but just as a very small release like we do. But it had no extras. This is the first release of it that's going to have extras. Yeah, it's the posters after that. The new posters have actually gone back to my original idea of what the posters should be, which again people objected to. My original idea for the posters was we should take real life photos, real images, or stills from film, these sort of grainy black and white images of the film footage that you see in the film, the real film footage of Vietnam, of race riots, of 60s culture, that sort of thing. We should use something like that. And my idea was to have, like a real image, real photographs. There's a very famous photograph, which is the poster now, of the helicopters in Vietnam and some American troops sort of running across this long grass towards them, sort of getting out of there. And I think that's an amazing poster, and I think that should be the poster. But then it's not something we've created. It's I forget the name of the photographer, but it's a well-known poster, and it's not actually in the film either. But you know, and then there was another one as well a few years ago. For the 2 years ago, there was we put out all 4 of my films at the time out together on DVD, and there was the poster I came up with then was. Peace symbol, black and white peace symbol, which is a close-up of a picture of a piece of jewellery. I thought that was a bit dull, to be honest. It did the job for a box set, you know, for a compilation, but it just, you know, one film out of 4, but it was a bit dull. So I decided to go back to the helicopters idea because it's up to me now, and that's what the poster is now. And that's always what I did. I mean, these films are no to low budget films. These are very cheap films, but I've always been very into presentation, packaging, you know, marketing. It's like you don't have to market them as no. If you look at the posters for Predator 3 and Remnants, they look like massive budget films. I think a lot of people, I've heard lots of people have been like, we thought we were going to watch something, you know, spectacular, and we're watching something, you know, shot on DV by, you know, a bunch of people who aren't even being paid. But you know, that was a disagreement I always have with Mike. I don't think we should present these films as being as cheap as they are, because this is, you know, in some cases, you know, they are. You know, there are some cases they don't live up to what we want, but in other cases they live far past what people expect. So I don't think we should short sell them. I never had thought that. Except for maybe this, the 26.2, because it's a very small story. It's just about a group of mates getting pissed in a competition. But you know, but that's a comedy. You know, that should be presented as quite cheap, and you know, that sort of with nail kind of, you know, British sitcom kind of look.
Blood have cells? Do my cells have blood? Where is my blood? Over there? That's not blood, that's jam. There's jam cells.
Yeah, I've always said there's nothing supernatural going on in the future. It's not really set in 1969. It's set in 2005, and the reason for that is Mike's character, the hippie, is now a very old man. Well, a middle-aged man, as these 60s types tends to be, but they look a bit, you know, look a bit destroyed, and he's having a flashback. He's having an acid flashback all this time later, you know, 35 years later, and it's. That's how he can see things that wouldn't have happened yet. That's how he's seeing 9/11, the Falklands, everything. You know, that's how he's seeing the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s, and the 90s. That's what's happened. And then that takes out any you know, sort of idea of, you know, sort of visions or any supernatural concept from it. That's my interpretation. You can interpret it however you like. You can say, well, you know, that must have been, you know, whatever he was on must have been amazing, you know. But however you want to see it, but that's my interpretation. But you know, like I say, it was never written down. It was very experimental film. So make what you want of it, to be honest. From the hippies' point of view, is the future wouldn't be a lot of fun. You know, doesn't, you know, peace and love is not going to last forever. You know, you didn't change the world. The future is generally hate and war, because you've seen the worst of it. I don't know, maybe I should have put in, I don't know, this is like New Romantics or something from the 80s, or a bit of the X Factor or something, you know, some hip hop or something. My next film will be The Mover 2. We're finally doing, it won't be released till 2012, so it'll be 7 years after the original, but we're shooting it next year. I've finally learnt patience, again, as I was saying in the commentary, to hold back on the release of these things, get them right first, and you know, I don't want another 3-year gap between projects. I want, you know, sort of a one year gap between each. You know, I don't want loads released and then nothing. You know, kind of you wait, you know, 3 years for a film, and then I'll do, you know, sort of 5 at once or whatever it was, back in 2005, 2006. I'm not going to go that fast again. I'm going to pace myself. But yeah, the movie 2 it's going to be. I've been concentrating on screenwriting for the last 3 years, so it's going to be faster. It's going to be more of an action film than the movie 1. We've got a lot of I'm acting in it as well. A lot of physical combat in it. I'm doing a lot of fighting in it, which was first time I've ever done that in a film. I was hoping to do that in Remnants, but that didn't turn out as well as we wanted. A lot of the fight scenes for the end of Remnants never even got shot as well. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing that with the movie 2. And then the next thing after that is I'm writing a sitcom, which, all being well, should be on telly at some point. I don't know when. But yeah, lots of letters, lots of messing about. So that's why we've had time to do this, the 26.2, and this DVD for the future. Go back and do this, because screenwriting professionally, if I can call it that yet, hopefully I will be able to, is very you have to wait a very long time for things to happen. So that's why I'm talking to you. Anyway, I hope you enjoy the film. If you've not seen it before, I hope you enjoy coming back to it if you've not seen it for a while, like I hadn't. Yeah, that's it.